Alexa!
And it's truly an honor and a privilege to be here as we get to celebrate the life of Ron Rod.
Ron was my big brother. I met Ron in 1999 in the United States Army.
Ron was my black belt in Hawaii, late or 96, 97.
My brother loved Project Campbell. He took so much pride in teaching his soldiers over there. No. If you really want to get them, you hit first, hit hard, don't stop. I'm here to save your life.
This is how Ron Emanuel Rod carries his memories. In every movement of respect, in every voice that speaks his name, in every heart that remembers his kindness and strength. What we see today, the unity, the reverence, the love, is the legacy of a man who lived with purpose and gave without measure.
The 3Ds, desire, dedication, discipline, are principles that my brother and I grew through. We had a hell of a time beating each other up, doing punching trick one and punching each other in the bicep as hard as we can, every time, just because we're brothers. I remember Grandmaster Lewis telling us, "Brothers, break it up in the back. You guys go with someone else." But we took so much pride in being able to show how efficient the system is. And it's not just about Project Campbell, it was about the love, the family, the ohana, and sharing with everybody the better part of being a better person.
He was more than a martial artist. He was a mentor, a protector, a friend. At the NAC Martial Arts Center, Ron shared not just the techniques of Kajukenbo, but the deeper art of discipline, respect, and compassion. He believed that strength meant service, and that every lesson was a way to lift another's soul.
They said that Ron was often misunderstood. I can just take this off. I feel like that's more distracting. Although he was misunderstood, those who really knew him understood him completely. His intensity that he carried came from love. His high standards came from wanting the very best for the people around him. And his fight for excellence came from a belief that who we are and the way we live our life deeply matters.
The week of Ron's passing, I got to see him. And I got to tell him, thank you. Because if I had never met Ron, I would have never finished my military career with the woman I love. And I would have never brought my sons here to become black belts in NAK Hawaii and NAK Arizona.
Nice.
I got to hug my brother one last time and tell my brother that I love him, and we got to cry together. And all I wanted to say to him was thank you. So I just wanted to say thank you all, and now that's my life with my big brother Ron. I appreciate you. Thank you.
I thank Ron because he brought them all to me, and Jay, and Mike, and Eric Portelli, all great students that I still have in my life that came from Ron's side, from his friendship. Ron was competitive, and him and Jay together grew stronger, and we had great times. Even my son got to enjoy the time with Ron. We used to drive around in his truck at the time, and my son was really small, but that was Uncle Ron. So I really enjoyed that time, and my son I talked to him yesterday and asked me to give my blessings to the family. But through him, I met great people. And he was a great friend, great person, great guy, and loyal to the very last day.
Ron's spirit of service began long before his teaching days. He proudly served his country as a first lieutenant in the United States Army, including a deployment to Iraq. There, his courage, leadership, and loyalty shone brightest. He stood for something greater than himself, a reflection of patriotism, duty, and strength of character. Those who served beside him remember his calm resolve, his steady presence, and his unspoken promise, "I will be there when you need me most." Born on May 22, 1966 in San Francisco, California, Ron was the beloved son of Reginald and Patricia Rod. He grew up on the island of Oahu, Hawaii, where the rhythm of the waves and the spirit of Ohana shaped his deep sense of family, loyalty, and love for life. From those island roots, he carried the warmth of connection, a love that reached everyone he met. Above all, Ron was a devoted husband. To his beloved Judith, he was not just a partner, but a home, a heart, and a haven. Their bond was built on mutual respect and enduring devotion. Through every joy and every challenge, they stood side by side, a love anchored by trust, patience, and faith. At home, Ron found happiness in the simple things, the laughter of family, the company of friends, and the loyal presence of his dogs, Justice and Spike. His humor filled the room, his warmth lifted spirits, and his steadiness gave others courage. Ron was a Kajukenbo first-degree black belt, but his greatest mastery was of the heart. For him, martial arts was more than self-defense. It was self-discipline, selflessness, and service. He lived by the code he taught: respect, perseverance, integrity, and in doing so, he inspired others to live the same. Ron is survived by his loving wife Judith, his brothers Tim and Jay, his sister Magdalena, and his stepchildren Mitchell Young and Stephanie Rabun. He now joins his parents, Reginald and Patricia, whose love welcomes him home in eternal peace. In time, Ron will be laid to rest with full military honors at the National Memorial Cemetery of the Pacific in Honolulu, Hawaii, a fitting homecoming for a man whose journey began and ends with love. Though he has left this world, his legacy will never fade. It lives on in every student he taught, in every soldier he served with, and in every heart that carries his laughter and his light. Ron Rod, a warrior, a teacher, a husband, a friend. Your memory lives in us forever.